2025 is here and we of course are going to continue creating videos for you. Also, something that never changes is we offer Windows 11 Pro retail keys. For just $12.50, purchase one today and you are good to go for the end of the year when Windows 10 is end of life. Next year in 2026, it will be 20 years ago that the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion was released. This was for me definitely one of the best Elder Scrolls games ever created, and while we are still waiting for the Elder Scrolls 6, we can now look back in how to mod our fantastic older Elder Scrolls games, and we've done it tons and tons of times to Skyrim of course. And now with the finally the mod release of Oblivion coming this year in 2025, there is also the other option, the other route to go, that is by modding the original Oblivion from 2006. Because first of all, you definitely need to do that in order to play it again. Playing vanilla Oblivion now really looks horrible. But we can relatively easy mod it. How? With a Wabbajack. So what is a Wabbajack? A Wabbajack is an all-in-one automated installer which will do the hard work for you. So you don't need to download and install every mod manually, and especially with Oblivion this was quite difficult with modding tools like Wabbajack, an example. And the amazing thing that Wabbajack has, it will give you a fully set up mod organizer too. So the modern tool of modding Bethesda games like Skyrim now also works with Oblivion. So this is fantastic news. So what is this specific mod list? What is Heartland Redux? Well, what is Heartland Redux? In short, this is a Wabbajack mod list, so an all-in-one automated installer for you. You don't need to do anything yourself. That makes Oblivion look, feel and run better. And not just better, look, play amazingly better than the original vanilla Oblivion. So it also doesn't change the core game too much, because we've seen it a lot with Wabbajack's an example for Skyrim. They completely changed the gameplay. I'm not really a fan of that, but this mod list doesn't do that. As a matter of fact, it actually comes in two versions, a light, which has even more compatibility with adding additional mods, and the full version, which pretty much implements all the amazing tweaks and improvements, graphic mods, etc, which have been released over the last 20 years almost for you, and that's also the one I'm going to recommend, but we come to that later. So Heartland Redux is actually a fork of a fork. That sounds pretty strange. First we had the Bevilex mod list. This was always the go-to mod list where you had to install everything manually yourself in a mod manager named Wabbajack. It was relatively complicated in comparison with something like Mod Organizer 2, which has way more flexibility. Then Heartland was released, and Heartland was a fork, so like a copy of the original Bevilex, but more added improvements and a Wabbajack auto installer, so you don't need to set up everything for yourself. Then now we have Heartland Redux. Heartland Redux is also a fork of Heartland, so another copy, this time of Heartland, but with more added improvements. And I would say, if I check this mod list, this is pretty much the ultimate thing when it comes to compatibility, to amazing graphics, amazing stable framework, character overhauls, item overhauls, texture overhauls. This is just the one mod list to rule them all. So really amazing. And like I say, you have a light profile and a full profile. The light profile just has the visual enhancements, no major gameplay tweaks, and ideal if you want a more vanilla friendly experience with mostly best compatibility to add your own additional mods. And the other, the full profile, is all what I said plus gameplay tweaks, but also includes, an example, new armors, weapons, NPC overhauls, world enhancements. Basically, if Bethesda actually finished the game and did a really good remake, like they actually put time into this is what we should have got instead of, yeah, pretty much no remake at all. Alright, let's start with the fun part. I can already hear you thinking, what's fun about modding Oblivion? You always had to, install horrible mod lists via Wabbajack and yeah, do like recompiling the bash files, that kind of stuff. Not needed anymore. It's going to be simple. I'm going to show you that with Wabbajack. First, we need to have a clean version of our Oblivion. Like all Bethesda games, I definitely recommend having a clean version before you're going to mod the game. So as always, I'm going to say, I'm going to explain the same steps. How to get a fully cleaned up version of Oblivion is to completely uninstall it first, but doing that in a good way. And even if you have a slow internet connection, it doesn't matter. Oblivion is a really small game when it comes to gigabytes, just a couple of gigabytes, 4 or 5 or something. So you want to search for your Oblivion in your Steam library. You want to right click on it, click on manage, and click on uninstall to actually uninstall the game. Then what you want to do is go to the main game folder, so where you had actually installed Oblivion. And if you never did mod your Oblivion, you should be fine. However, for everyone else who did once mod their Oblivion, make sure to delete things like this Oblivion script extender or D3, D9, DLL files. Most likely those files are still there, that are for EMBs, that kind of stuff. And if you want to be really safe, you want to also go to your, your My Documents folder, your My Games, go to Oblivion and delete everything in here as well. But make, just to be sure, a backup of your save games in case for some reason Steam Cloud Backup did not back them up. Alright, once you have done that, what you want to do is go back to your Steam library. You want to install Oblivion. However, now make sure you do not install it in Program Files 86. Why? Because Windows hates it when programs mess with the files which are installed in Program Files 86. So choose a different library. An example, just create a folder named Games or something. Or I don't know, Oblivion. It's just anything, please, except for Program Files 86. If you have a secondary SSD, it's even better. You can create a new Steam library and install Oblivion on there. Then you want to start the game at least once. So click on play. Make sure you set your correct resolution, and just either load a vanilla save game or start a new one to make sure the game has started at least once and we have generated the necessary ini files. Then it is time to install Wabbajack, so the tool to download our all-in-one mod list, and also, of course, install Wasteland Redux from the Wabbajack tool itself. You want to go to wabbajack.org and you want to click on download. Once you've done that, you will get a setup file and install the Wabbajack application. Don't install it in your Oblivion game folder, and also don't install it in Steam. Just create a new folder somewhere else on the same SSD and name it something like modding/Wabbajack, or just, I don't know. It doesn't matter, just don't install it in your Oblivion game folder. Once you've finished doing that and you have installed Wabbajack, you should see this screen. First thing you want to do is click here on the gears icon and you want to log into Nexus Mods. You definitely want to have a premium account, because else you need to confirm every single mod, and that's going to take a really long time. So make sure you get Nexus Premium, even if it is just for a week or a month or something. Just pick the minimum amount. Then log in to Wabbajack, and if you want to really be safe, you want to reboot your computer. But anyway, make sure you have done that. Have done the login via Nexus Mod procedure. Then it's very simple. You click on here on Browse Mod Lists, and you want to here filter on Oblivion, and this is one of the few official mod lists here. And here you see it, Heartland Redux. So you click on here and you click on the play icon, and automatically the README from Heartland should pop up, as you see. But if we go back, this is important because this is not filled in for you. So now we need to actually install the Heartland Redux. So where to install it? Again, don't install it in Oblivion main game folder. Also don't install this, and this might be confusing for some of you, don't install it also in the Wabbajack folder. Just create a new folder completely outside of Wabbajack and outside of the game folder. In example, I have installed it in the modding folder with Heartland Redux updated. Once that has been filled in by you, you can click here on the play button and it should now automatically download all the required files. It could be that sometimes Wabbajack installation fails. This is actually quite common. Why is this happening? Because sometimes connection just times out, especially on a little bit of larger files, and then the Wabbajack fails. You can always check the logs if you want to be really sure what's going on, and if you really have no idea what the logs say, just throw it into a tool like ChatGPT or Copilot for more assistance. But most likely to fix it is just by rerunning the modlist, so rerunning Heartland Redux, because it will automatically save the files it already did download. So it will continue at the remaining files it was unable to download. That's usually the way to fix it. If that still doesn't work, you want to click on the gears icon here again, and you want to log out and force log into Nexus Mods again, and maybe also reboot your PC. That sometimes can work. And just do it a couple of times until it all finishes, and you should see a green checkbox like installation successful. All right, once you've done that, that means we have successfully installed our Wabbajack tool. So once Wabbajack finishes, you should see something like this. You should see this folder structure. What you want to do is right click on Mod Organizer and create a shortcut to your desktop. And there you can rename it to something like Heartland Redux. So you have a little bit of an idea if you have multiple Wabbajacks, which Wabbajack is what. So you can then open Heartland Redux and check here to see what has been all installed. Here you have an overview of all the mods, all the plugins, which the Heartland Redux Wabbajack all has. From now on, if you want to play Oblivion, you want to right click on here on this drop down menu and make sure to launch it via Oblivion. For the people who are more experienced with modding Oblivion, you don't necessarily need to start it via Oblivion script extender anymore, like we had to do in the past, also an example with Skyrim script extender, because running Oblivion like this will automatically run with Oblivion script extender. However, we are not done yet. We need to, I would say first let's check out the official README files, because there are some other things we need to do once we have installed this Wabbajack. So we need to find this folder in our installed Wabbajack, the game folder files, and we need to copy them into our Oblivion main game folder. So let me show you how you're going to do that. So go to the folder that Wabbajack did install and find this folder, game folder files. You want to copy all these files, and then you want to go to your Oblivion main game folder, which is here, and paste all the files in here. I'm not going to do that because I already have those files here and I'm not going to overwrite them. Then you can open up a program, this one called 4GB patch, open it up, and then you want to patch oblivion.exe. I can do this, it doesn't really hurt. Then click on another file and also do it for the launcher. And what I usually also do is for the Oblivion script extender loader.exe. All right, and that should be pretty much it. Now let's see what else we can do. There is this step called BSA decompression. This step is not strictly required, but may improve your performance. I did do that. It's up to you if you want to try it. So navigate to the tools folder and then the Oblivion BSA decompressed folder. Run Oblivion BSA decompressor, point it to your Oblivion installation and let it run. So let's see if you want to. Let me show you that what you need to do. Oblivion, where is it? I forgot the name. Navigate to the tools folder. The tools folder, here it is. You want to, you can extract this and let it target your oblivion.exe, and maybe it will actually improve stability. And that is pretty much it for setting it up. So how to pick the profiles, because you have the light profile and the full profile. It is very simple. You go to Mod Organizer here, and here at the top you have those two options. So you can actually switch between them to see what you like. However, I would recommend going for the full version of Heartland. And that's really it. That's pretty much it. So now if you want to play the game, click here on Oblivion and press run. So there are some things you want to look out for. First of all, I would say the game settings. Let me check if this has been described here somewhere. Let's see, settings, maybe in-game. No, it's not here. Okay, that's fine. I will go with you guys in-game and explain to you what you need to set. So go to your Mod Organizer 2, go here to Oblivion, press run, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so welcome in game. As you can see already immediately, the distant landscape look really amazing. The lots look super good and detailed. And also an example here, vegetation, god rays, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you probably see it for yourself. If you don't have really nice graphics, you think, make sure to set time of day or maybe change weather effects. What I usually like to do is force this cloudy weather. You can type in your console command, this command, for FW for force weather 38EF0, and you can set the game hour to something like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock to have fully bright weather. And that, I think, really shows the beauty of the weather, and you can test that you have the same graphics. So regarding the graphic settings, because that's where we wanted to go, we want to go to video. The thing is that Oblivion Reloaded already has a lot of effects for its, taking over from the base game. However, for here, make sure texture size is all the way to large. For the resolution, of course, make sure to set this in your native monitor resolution. Make sure these fade bars are all the way to the max. And distant land, buildings, trees can all be on. Shadows, I'm not 1000% sure, but from what I understood is that Oblivion Reloaded should take over most of the shadow effects. So that's why I have them off, sorry, because when I put them on, I have all weird flickering shadows. So I have these shadows off, most of the shadow effects, because from what I understood from the documentation is that Oblivion Reloaded takes over those effects. So as you can see here, I have them all off. I have the specular distance all the way to high. Never turn on bloom lighting. Make sure to have HDR lighting on. Water detail, reflections, ripples can all be put to on. Windows reflection, blue decals and high. And leave your anti-aliasing off, because Oblivion Reloaded also comes with anti-aliasing and actually does it way better than the in-game anti-aliasing. Sorry about that. And that's pretty much it. Now you can explore a wonderful, beautiful Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion in the 2025-ish look. Regarding why there is no EMB, because the Oblivion Reloaded does so much more and better and more stable. But if you really want to experiment with it, you can do that, yeah, on your own risk. But hey, at least it didn't really cost you any effort. You had a fully set up mod organizer tool via Wabbajack, and I hope you like this mod list of Wasteland Redux. And with that, we come to the end of this video. I want to thank you all for watching and hope to see you in one of my next videos. So take care and bye bye.